American right now is somewhere between $7,000 and $8,000 of credit card debt at a 29.99% interest rate.
We're still struggling, even when we have our money coming through. We had to suffer going almost a week with no food.
The economy's down the tubes. Healthcare is awful. Prescriptions are terrible. Groceries are off the charts.
Yep.
And I think the only way we're going to do better is if he gets out and somebody else gets in.
Guys, I want you to forget the headlines right now. The real crisis in America right now is the cost of living. Groceries are up, rent is up, gas, healthcare, insurance, everything costs more.
Well, my friend, you only need to make $54,524.
I take that.
I think you'd have to make at least $100,000 to live an actual full life.
This person wrote that from April to May, they thought that their Premium Plus saltines had gotten smaller. And so they compared them. This person went in one week and got large fries, and then went in the next week and got large fries. So for those of you still getting this one when you order large, this is what you have to look forward to. Simply Orange from 52 ounces down to 46 ounces, and it was not that long ago that these were a proper half gallon at 64 ounces. Now we're at 46. This one on the left was purchased May 8th in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. This one was purchased May 23rd. Same place, same price, but 100 grams less chicken. Pringles 2012, Pringles 2025. Look at the actual chip. Look at that. This pizza now weighs 20 grams less, but look how they changed the packaging to make it seem like this is a very large pizza compared to the size of this pizza. But if you look at the actual packaging, you're missing out 20 grams of pizza. These chips used to be 7.5 ounces, went down to 5 ounces, same price.
You guys have no debt and 10 grand in your bank account. And what I mean by no debt, no credit card debt. Okay. If you don't have any bad loans, student loans, you have no debt and you got 10 grand in your bank account. You are doing better than a massive portion of our country right now. Massive portion of our country right now. The average American right now is somewhere between $7,000 and $8,000 of credit card debt at a 29.99% interest rate, $8,400 of negative auto equity. I can't remember off the top. I don't want to quote the student loan payment. It was pretty high. The average student loan payment, you take it across the board. The average American's finances are disgusting right now, awful, and we're at the most expensive time we've ever been at in history.
Wait, so is it true that a lot of people in the US can't afford to go to the doctor? Yeah, medical care is expensive here, especially if you don't have insurance. Well, how do people get insurance? I mean, a lot of people get insurance from their job. Oh, okay, so as long as you have a job, you get insurance. Oh, no. So it has to be a full-time job, and also it has to be the right employer, and then even then, like, different jobs offer different benefits, so it kind of just depends. Oh God, okay. But if you have a really good job, and you have really good benefits, then it's all free, right? What? No, it's not free, you still have to pay. Okay. And if you don't make a lot of money and your job isn't that great, you might have horrible benefits or no benefits, which means going to the doctor is extra expensive. Oh yeah, no, it bankrupts people, actually. What about emergencies? Like, how do people live like that? Have you heard of GoFundMe?
I'm on TikTok talking about this at all, so watch to the end and tell me your thoughts. In 1929, when we hit the Great Depression, and yes, in my opinion, times are worse than the Great Depression right now. In 1929, when we hit the Great Depression, if you made $1,000 of wages, you walked away with roughly $990 after you paid income tax. Now, there was no payroll tax at the time, so your employer paid out $1,000 and you walked away with $990. I think that's fair. The government got a little bit of money, everyone's happy. Fast forward to 2023. For that same $1,000 of income that you get, you're walking away, depending on your tax bracket, with, around $750. And to make matters worse, as your employer, I am paying $1,250, roughly, in Social Security, unemployment, workers' comp, etc. So I have to pay out $1,250. You're getting $750. The government, in one fashion or another, is making $500 off of you working. Now listen, I pay about $80,000 to $90,000 a month in payroll, and my employees are walking away with about $50,000 to $55,000, which means for my little company, they're making $30,000 off of me alone each month. I have 3 companies. We don't have a lot of employees when everything's said and done, We're no Walmart. We're no, Target. We're no major company, right? We don't have hundreds of employees, right? If we didn't have to pay these taxes, if the federal government's like, we're doing away with payroll taxes and you're going to pay a flat 10% income tax, right? You could give yourself a 30 to 35% raise. And if you gave yourself a 30 to 35% raise of what you're currently making, could you live off of that? Or could you at least live better on that? Because I sure as hell can. Don't even get me started on self-employment taxes. You know, but as my W-2 employees, I know for my employees, there are employees that I have that I am paying out each month about $4,000 on their behalf, and they are taking home somewhere in the neighborhood of like $2,800 a month. So the government's making $1,200. If they had an extra $1,200 a month, they'd be doing well. I don't think your employer is the problem. I think the government is. Share your thoughts.
How are y'all affording stuff right now? I feel like we're not talking enough about this. Everything is so freaking expensive. And
I'm not paying federal taxes. And the reason for that is the system is completely broken.
No, I'm not the only adult that sits in their car wondering how they're making the most money they've ever made in their entire life. And it still doesn't seem to be enough.
I haven't even opened it. This is a $5 box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I haven't opened it, and it's...
This person wrote that from April to May, they thought that their Premium Plus saltines had gotten smaller.
So this morning, I watched an entire video basically telling me that the $660 I've paid in the last 2 months of my electric bill wasn't the electric I was using. I found out that we are paying for all the new data centers. Yeah, so that was really cool. And like, I actually haven't stopped thinking about it all day.
So I had a total crash out this weekend, and I have just absolutely had it. I went to the grocery store today just to get a few things. I'm sitting here right now because I can't fucking sleep. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a bowl of cereal because I just bought a huge box of cereal today. Look at this. I haven't even opened it. This is a $5 box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I haven't opened it. And it's... That's it. A pound of ground beef today was $12. And I don't give a fuck. Don't come in my comments and be like, oh, where do you live? Grocery prices are down where I live. It's not that. You, okay? Because it's bad. The price of food is getting ridiculous. Like, I have cut out every single thing in my life that I can imagine. I don't get my hair done anymore. I do my nails at home. I've canceled every subscription on my TV. I put gas in my car when I can and leave it in the garage just in case. I don't drive it anywhere unless I absolutely have to. This is not how I want to live. This is not how we should be living. And I don't care what anybody says, but this is not how we should be living. There is so much money in America that there should not be anybody hungry or homeless. In the last 3 days, I have seen more people living in their car. And I'm not talking about homeless. I'm talking about people like me, like you, that have been working our entire lives. I'll be 51 in a couple weeks, and they have to live in their car. It's fucking scary.
We've paid $9,286.32. We only have $952 of our actual mortgage paid off. $6,000 of that, $6,423.23 has gone to interest, and $1,911 has gone to taxes and insurance.
$6,000 to interest?
$6,000 to interest. Our interest rate is 6.9.